What's everybody? What? Blah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm John, the creative blue collar guy. And again, if you are watching this, thank you so much for coming back. Or even if you are watching it for the first time, thank you for being here. Trying to kick this thing off, kind of resurrect this channel that's been dead for a while. I've been pretty busy with a lot of other stuff. Maybe I'll make another video about that in the future, but I feel like I've done a lot of where have I been videos, so we'll just start it back off with some fun stories that maybe people actually want to hear rather than what I'm doing in my spare time. And we got another story today from Whiskey Riff, and of course, yes, we couldn't get away from talking about Oliver Anthony. I'm not going to try to go into the whole thing of, oh, if you haven't heard of this guy, obviously you're not hearing about him for the first time from my channel. But we do have a couple of fun stories here that I just wanted to highlight real quick. So obviously, unless you've been living under a rock the last couple weeks, you've heard of this guy. You probably either love him, hate him, or don't care. But we're going to talk about him at least a little bit. Because I as a musician myself, who I don't write my own songs, but I've played music my whole life. I appreciate the fact that he is first of all just kind of out there doing this his own way. We'll quickly highlight it in this article when I get to it, but talking about how he's brushing off record deals, like people are beating the door down, trying to sign him, trying to offer him all these contracts, and the music industry is pretty evil. It's very everybody wants to get paid, so if they can just latch on to the next viral thing. I think I actually saw, I don't know, like a meme or something recently that said the irony is that if Oliver Anthony was signed to a record label, his song Richmond, North of Richmond, never would have been released. And that's the truth. Right now, like, people are jumping on it and they're trying to get him signed because people are resonating with his music, and they're it's stirring something up in people. He's out there just speaking his truth and saying, I don't care if you agree with it or not. These are my songs that I wrote for me, and other people like them. So record labels are seeing that a lot of people are loving his music, so they want to run and try to sign him. But if he had already been on a label, there's no way in hell that song would have seen the light of day. But here, kind of again like a big middle finger to the music industry. He's reportedly earning $40,000 a day just off of the viral success of that particular song. Here he says, people in the music industry give me blank stares when I brush off an $8 million offer. I don't want 6 tour buses, 15 tractor trailers, and a jet. I don't want to play stadium shows. I don't want to be in the spotlight. So it's just kind of an interesting place to be in, because as someone like myself who I've played music forever. I've played in bands that did write our own original music, but it was always a collaboration. Like I'd come in with a guitar riff. We had our singer that would write the lyrics, or drummer. Everyone kind of had their role. I've never sat down and just wrote a song, pen to paper, lyrics to music like this guy. Like I play cover songs. I do other stuff, but the fact that he did this and that these songs are just flowing out of him, but he's just like, oh, I don't care if I'm famous or not. I don't want to. Not to necessarily say that I've ever sought to be famous, but I think it would be pretty cool to make a full-time living off of just playing music. But anyways, good on him. He said, I know you're not hearing about him for the first time from me, but I wanted to quickly highlight that before we go into something that I think is a little bit funny, kind of ironic, also coming from Whiskey Riff. The Office star Rainn Wilson slams Oliver Anthony's Richmond, North of Richmond. What a surprise. Somebody rich in Hollywood and in the entertainment industry doesn't like this guy's song. So let's continue. So the lyrics in question, as many of you are probably already aware, you got this block here. It says, we got folks in the street ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking will fare. God, if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, taxes ought not pay for your bags of fudge rounds. The line has spawned countless fudge round memes. Okay, well, it's the internet. And now Dwight Schrute. Sorry, I never watched The Office, so I don't actually know how to pronounce the character's last name. Anyways, has given his thoughts on the matter too. If you're a fan of The Office, I'm not. You're no doubt familiar with Rainn Wilson, who starred as Michael Scott's assistant, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Wilson recently took to Twitter to give his thoughts on Oliver Anthony's viral hit. It says, if I were writing a song about Richmond, north of Richmond, I wouldn't talk about obese people on welfare. I'd sing about CEOs who make 400 times their average worker's salary, up to 50 times 30 years ago, corporates that pay zero taxes, offshore tax shelters for billionaires. There he goes. He's always going after the billionaires, which really, I mean, if you're in Hollywood, if you're in the entertainment industry, a lot of those people are probably your friends. Anyways, I appreciate the fact that in true fashion, it says Twitter, but I guess now it's X. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that, but here we are. People clapped back immediately. You know, you think a lot of people, and I'm sure there probably were a lot of comments on there that they didn't highlight, but people agreeing with him, applauding, patting him on the back, whatever. But I appreciate some of these responses here. It says, perhaps your $16 million net worth is clouding this, but when people like Oliver Anthony look to their left and right for neighbors to fight back against the whole system with, and instead see our welfare addicted gluttons who won't fight against the system that is dragging them physically. It goes to Twitter. Dragging them physically, mentally, and monetarily. You write, Richmond, north of Richmond, perhaps you should stick to acting instead of songwriting. It seems, being number one on the charts, Oliver Anthony has spoken to the people he wanted to speak to, and I can guarantee he didn't have you in mind. Mostly peaceful memes said, the irony of a millionaire actor telling a working class songwriter what to think. I mean, yeah, Rainn Wilson, if you want to go write your own song, I mean, you can write songs about the billionaires and the CEOs and the whatever, but you probably lose your job. If I were a Hollywood actor worth several millions, I'd, on a seemingly overnight viral song by an Appalachian ex-factory worker that seems to be uniting Americans on many colors, cultures, and walks of life. Accurate. That's exactly why he has a number one song that resonates with millions of everyday people, and an overpaid, out-of-touch actor like you doesn't. It's no surprise that someone with millions can't relate to his song. Take the L on this one, because the majority of Americans feel the way he does. He has the truth on his side. So, and then it goes on about who he is, which again, I'm sure, you know, lots of that, it's been covered over and over and over. Yeah, I love this story too much, because it's exactly it. You know, he, I think recently on Twitter or X or whatever, on his social medias, Oliver Anthony recently came out and he said that people were, you know, speculating that his song was directly, you know, against the left. It's directly against the right. And he just said, he's like, all right, I'm going to make one last political post and then this is going to be the end of it. And he basically said that he thinks the whole system is broken. He thinks the left is corrupt. He thinks the right is corrupt. So whatever camp people want to put him in, he's keeping quiet about, you know, what side he's on, how he votes, whatever, which I think is a smart thing to do. But he's just talking about corruption in general, which I think a lot of people can agree with on both sides of the fence. But it's the people that are too extreme to one side or the other, like the Hollywood people. I'm looking at you, Rainn Wilson. That they just can't handle that someone's saying, well, no, it's like, I'm not for the left or for the right. It's just the whole thing's broken. And I think that's what a lot of his music is about. Like, he's not trying to be, I mean, yeah, some of the lyrics in his songs are politically driven, but I don't think he's trying to turn one side against the other. He's just speaking his truth and how he's feeling. And that's why it has resonated with so many other people, the working class, the people that just kind of feel like, you know, all the billionaires are the politicians, the billionaires are Hollywood, the billionaires are the entertainment industry. And, you know, here the rest of us are just going to work Monday through Friday, trying to just get by and put gas in the car and pay the bills. And that's who this song is for. So for someone like Rainn Wilson to come out and slam it is a little bit ironic, because it's like, well, he wasn't really talking to you to begin with. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to like this video, share it out there for others to see. If you've watched this far through, if you are a returning subscriber, or if you are here for the first time, thank you so much for giving this resurrected channel a chance. I'm gonna try to keep this thing going, see if I can stick with it a little more frequently now as more music stories are coming out. And yeah, thanks guys for being here, and I will see you next time.